Data visualization is a great way to communicate information. Okay, and in this episode, we shall introduce ourselves to visualization with Matplotlib. Matplotlib is a visualization package library built on top of Python. Okay, and we shall use it to generate some graphs from from this English Premier League data. So this is the standing as of 18th January 2025. Liverpool is right on top there, and Manu is quite somewhere there, but we shall get up. Anyways, my name is Juma Shafara, and I'm a data scientist at Raising the Village and instructor at Data Idea. I have set out to help people learn and master the concepts of data science, and throughout the course we have handled Python programming, all the basics, and also we introduced ourselves to pandas, and in this episode we continue by looking at Matplotlib. Alright, as usual we shall open Google Collaboratory because it comes with everything set up for us so that we can just focus on what we want. So I'll just open Collab. To open Google Collab, okay, you can just search Collab like this, and the first result, collab.google, it'll take you to this page like this, and what you just want to do is you just want to create a new notebook, and this notebook is what we'll use. Okay, so we shall create a few graphs. We shall create a distribution plot, we shall create a bar plot, pie chart, and so many other plots as a way to get started with data visualization with Matplotlib. So without further ado, let's just jump in. So we'll begin by importing pandas, and we shall be using pandas to read our data set. And now we haven't yet set up our data set, so I will just click on this folder icon. This folder icon here will open up this file viewer section, and there is this file upload button. I'll just click on it, and then I can upload my data set. Okay, so I'll just then you always get this warning that once the runtime goes down, your files will be lost. So we are okay with this. Okay, we shall also be using Matplotlib, so let's import that. So we can import Matplotlib. Sorry, import Matplotlib. Now, from Matplotlib, there is a submodule called pyplot. Okay, and so we shall import pyplot as plt. Okay, then this is what we'll be using for graphing. All right, so let's read our data set. So our data is equal to pd.read excel. It's an Excel file, and we can get the path to our data set, by just clicking these three dots, and then we can copy path. Okay, then we can paste that path right here. All right. That our data set is loaded, and we can just have a look at it. Okay, this is the data. Yeah, so we have the team, we have the town, matches played, wins, draws, losses, the goals scored, the goals conceded, the goal difference, which is GF minus GA, and then the points scored by that particular team. Okay, so to kick off with the graphs, we shall begin with a distribution plot. Also, we can call it a histogram, and this is really easy to do. We shall just do plt dot hist. Okay, and we shall set the data to be our data. Okay, this one, maybe to avoid confusion, let me call this one EPL data, like that. Okay, so just to avoid confusion, so we shall set the data to be equal to the EPL data, and we want to pass in x as the column or the iterable object that we want to visualize under this distribution plot. So for now, I just want to look at the distribution of the wins. okay, in the league so far. And yeah, let's first run that. Okay, to have a proper look at our plot, we shall do plt.show. All right. So here is our distribution plot, and it looks fine, but we can modify slightly to look better. We can set bins. Bins will represent the intervals for these bars. So we can set this to be like 20. And yeah, this one looks a bit better, and we can see that the wins follow a normal distribution. Majority of the clubs have like 7 wins. Okay, about like 5 clubs have 7 wins, and we can see maybe a few clubs, 3 clubs have about 10 wins. Also, 3 clubs have about 3 wins. Okay, something like that. So this is our distribution plot. 14 clubs have about 1 win, and so on. One club has only 1 win. I think that is Southampton FC. Southampton has been struggling this season. Yeah, everybody has gained Southampton. We can see from the number of goals they conceded, 34. All right, let's continue. The next graph, maybe before we continue, our graph, it's okay, but we can add some labels to make it more meaningful. Okay, so let's add some title. For example, to add a title, we can do plt dot uh, title. Okay, and we open brackets, and inside brackets we pass in the title. So the title, it will be maybe, let's say, uh, club wins. I don't know if this is meaningful. Okay, distribution of club wins. Well, basically, this is how you add a title. Okay, and we can see the title has just appeared right here. We can also add labels to the x and y axis. So we can do plt dot x label, and we can pass in x. In this case, is the wins. Okay, and we can also add the y label by doing this plt dot y label, and we can pass in maybe count. Okay, so you can see this adds count on the y-axis and wins on the x-axis, and also the title. So it is really, really simple to get started with Matplotlib. All right, so let's go to our next graph. Our next graph will be bar plot. Okay, now for bar plot, it's like this. On a bar plot, we have the category. So a bar plot is used to visualize the distributions of categorical data. So we usually have the category at the x-axis, and then we also have the count of elements of samples under that category on the y-axis. Sorry about the noise. So let's just do that. Now, to get the count for a given category, for example, the town, okay, we can do EPL data dot town. Okay, this is the categorical, this is the column that has our categories, towns. Okay, and then we can set dot value counts. Okay, with this we shall be able to get the categories. Okay, and we can print them out. Okay, let's store them in a variable called town counts. Okay, and then we print out town counts. Okay, here we have a little table where we have the town as the index, and then we have the count of elements in that. Now I want to come up with a little data frame that has the town and the counts as columns, and the town not as index. So I can do that by doing dot reset index. Okay, and now what results is a little table where we have town as a column and count as another column. Now, this is what I want to plot. I want to plot the town and the towns on the x-axis and then the counts on the y-axis. So to do that, we'll do plt.bar. So we want a bar plot. So we'll do plt.bar, and then the data will be the town counts, okay? And we want to pass in x as the town, and also we want to pass in the height. So x is the horizontal axis, and then the height is the y-axis, the count axis, the vertical axis. And we shall set that one to count, okay? And if I do plt.show, okay, we see this bar graph. Okay, now this bar graph is okay, but there is one little problem at the bottom here. We can see that the names of the towns have sort of, you know, moved into each other, and then we cannot clearly tell which town is which. I think apart from this one, that is London, and then the last one here is Southampton. We can't really tell which club is inside here. So we can maybe make these names vertical, okay, by doing plt.xticks, and we can pass inside here rotation, okay, and then we can set, for example, 90. Okay, so this one will make it yep, like that. Really nice. So the names are vertical like this, so I can quickly tell Liverpool, Birmingham, and etc. Okay, so one thing we can easily see is that London has the largest number of clubs in the Premier League. They have like 7 clubs in the Premier League. Okay, really nice. You know, graphs communicate data a bit much easily. All right, so let's continue. Before we continue, maybe we should also just add some title here, and so we label the axes. So let's do plt.title, and we can say here uh, clubs per town. I don't know if this makes the right sense. And then we will do plt.y label. Okay, this one will be the label on the y-axis, and this is count. And then on the x-axis, we can say x label. We shall pass there the club. So club. Okay, so you know we have now a club, we have the count, and we have the title. Okay, like that. Okay, this is really good. Maybe one other thing that I would like to add is you know, we can add I think we can add the color of the bars. Okay, let's see if we can modify that. I think, is it color bar? I don't know. I don't. Let's first continue. I don't remember exactly, but let's continue. We shall try out that later. Okay. What we want to do next is let's try out a pie chart. Okay. So yeah. For pie chart also we want to visualize the distribution for a given category, the share of each category. And let's continue with towns. Okay, so I'll just copy this, and you really don't have to redo this. If it's already in memory, you can just use it, but I'll just copy this, and I'll just do plt to get our pie chart. I'll do plt dot pie, and then we pass in the data as the town counts. Okay, and then we can pass in x as the count. Okay, and then we can pass in the labels. So this one, instead of like y, okay, it just takes in labels. Okay, so we can pass in the labels as town. Okay, so let's do town. Okay, let's first do plt.show, and then we see what we have. Okay, we have this beautiful pie chart. Okay, so it's really nice. This is how you can get your pie chart, and we see London has the largest share. Okay, and you can add their percentages. I think you can add their percentages by adding this little argument or autopicity like this. Then you can set this one to be 1.1 f. Okay, you can do that. Okay, then we have these percentages. For me, these percentages don't look nice for now, so I'll just remove them. But you just know that you can add them if you like. Okay, and also you can add the title in the same way that we did. Now, one thing here is that I think you can also add a legend, so you can do plt.legend. A legend is like a little map for the colors, okay, which represents what. So, and I think this takes in location, okay, sorry, location lock like this, and there are basically 5 parts you can put: upper left or upper right, or bottom left or bottom right. This upper part looks to be having some space, so I'll do upper right and see if we can have that. Okay, so we have our legend, okay, like this. Okay, it's really nice. Okay, so this is how you can do your pie chart. It's really simple. Okay, let's continue. In the next part, let's look at a scatter plot. Maybe before we look at a scatter plot, I would like to say that all the learning materials that I'm using in this video, all the learning materials related to this are available on the website. So there is this Matplotlib crash course. It's available on the Data Idea website. How to find it? You can just search on Google Data Idea. Okay, and then you will find this first link. Okay, you can just open it, and then you will land on this landing site where you will find data science, then web development. So you can just click data science. So that takes you to science.dataidea.org, and there is materials for Python. Okay, there is Python for data analysis, and then there is machine learning and deep learning with PyTorch. Then there is some other resources like interview stuff. Okay, so what you want is in week 3, there is Matplotlib crash course, and there is also examples and exercises. There is this one for Nobel Prize awards, and then there is this data exploration and cleaning exercise. There is a data visualization quiz, so you can go there and you can try out that. As you can see, there is all the graphs. Okay, and yeah, this is how you can set the color for the bars. Okay, for a bar plot. So let's just do that here. You can do color, okay, like that. So this is this color. Okay, this is how you can change the color. I think there are other ways to change this color. You can just enter there, maybe like red. I think red is gonna work. You see, like that. Or you can use green or blue. Okay, not green. It's a green. And yeah, you see, I get this green thing. I think you can also just pass in like G. Yeah, okay, G, and then it works. I think you can also just pass in like R for red, and then it works. Okay, so for some really common colors, it's really easy to 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 adjust that. Okay, you can also adjust the edge color. So for example, I can set up a new color here, maybe like 66 FDEE, and then I can set edge color. I think this is it, and then you can set gray, I think. Okay, you can see we get this nice looking graph. The edges are now gray, the edges of the bars. Okay, so there is so much stuff you can do. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the scatter plot. And for the scatter plot, let's maybe let's visualize the the winds and maybe let's look at the wins and points. I don't know. I wanted to use an example where we discover something, but I mean, it's obvious when you win more, you get more points. I think when you score more goals, you get more points. But let's look at goals and points maybe. So let's just do that. So we'll do plt dot scatter, and we can pass in the data as the APL data. And then we can pass in X as, like the points. Then we can pass in Y as maybe the wins. Okay, anything really. And we do plt.show. I mean, it's clear that as you win more games, you get more points. So the scatter plot, which by the way is used to show the relationship between variables in a data set, is clear that we shall see that as you win more games, you get more points for sure. I mean, you can see it's not perfect because also there is draws. Okay, when you draw, you also may get some point, but also winning clubs also have lost some clubs, some matches, so that's why it isn't perfect. But yeah. All right, let's look at the line plot. Okay, to get the line plot, you just do plt dot plot. Okay, this is how you get a line plot. And then you can pass in save the points, and then we can also pass in the wins, and we can pass in our data. So let's pass in the data first. Okay, let's pass in the data. So you can pass in the data as APL data, like this. And then we can do plt dot show. Okay, the result is a line plot like this. Now on this line plot, we can also, maybe we can modify the color. I think you can also use you can set color, okay, and then you set in the color that you want, maybe like red. I think that will work. Okay, but also you can just do R. Okay, something like that. I think also you can just do C, and then you set it to be R, and then also that will work. Right. Now let's look at wrap up with a box plot. Yes, let's wrap up with a box plot. So to get a box plot, we shall do plt dot box plot, and we can pass in the data as the English Premier League data. We can pass in X as maybe like the goals, so we can look at the distribution of the goals. Okay. All right. So we can do plt dot show, and then we can have our box plot right here. And then on a box plot, we have some few features. We have this little orange line. Maybe let's just know that we can also make it like horizontal. So you can set vert to false, and then this will make it horizontal. Okay, like this. And then we have some few features. We have this orange line which marks the median, value. Okay. Then we have this other part at this end of this box, which shows the lower limit, and then this one shows uh, the 25th percentile. Then this other end shows the 75th percentile, and then this part shows the lower limit, and then this other end of these things are called whiskers. This other end shows the upper limit. Okay, if any values are observed beyond this, those ones can be classified as outliers. Okay, so that wraps up our introduction and crash course. For more on this, you can again go to the website. I showed you how to find this page, so just go there and then you'll find these materials. Also, this notebook that I've created here will be linked in the description, so you can download and also practice out and see what happens. So you can, for example, here where I have an added titles, you can add like how I did for these first ones, and then see how it works. All right, otherwise, thank you very much. In the next part, I think we shall be looking at version control with Git and GitHub. So just subscribe and you come back next week. Make sure that you find that tutorial. All right, bye.